Hey team, Gil here, fired up, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? So excited to be connecting with you guys today. I guess it's a bright Wednesday morning. Feeling great. So excited about moving forward in life and what I have to share with you guys today. I know I was with some of you guys recently on the Zoom meeting, and that was just fantastic and enlightening. It's fun to hear you guys share some victory reports and praise reports, what's going on in your life, and still would love a lot more feedback on what you're pulling out following the Marco Polo meetings and whatnot, or the video clip it. So anyway, a couple of bullet points today. I know you guys are busy. Some are at work, some are at home, some are on furlough, some are on quarantine, whatever the case may be. But man, just fantastic points that God's been really downloading into me to bless you guys and share you with, and for me to spread out to people that I'm covering. So first one here, and I know I've alluded to this kind of with teasers in the past, spoilers to some extent, but first one is God wants more of what you don't have a lot of. There's a parable in the Bible where the woman gives, for layman's terms and stuff. She gives 2 cents. She gives 2 talents. She gives all she has. It was basically 2 pennies into the offering, and everybody made fun of her and said, "What's that? What's that? She only gave 2 pennies." And the Lord stops and said, "Whoa, wait. She's given all that she had, and you guys gave only what was comfortable for you to give. Yeah, you may give $1,000, but that was comfortable because you had 200,000 in your pocket. This woman had nothing, and she gave everything." So my challenge to you is, what are you actually giving? Is your dream today so important that you're giving everything you have? Are you getting uncomfortable in your giving on purpose? It's the right amount to give, and I'm not talking about giving monetarily. That, although it could be one of the ways, but your resources into your dream. Are you putting your time into it? Are you putting your study into it? Are you putting, your thought process into it? Are you putting your prayer time into it? Are you putting your money into it? Yes, your money into it. Are you putting your forgiveness and mercy into that? What's it requiring of you that you're willing to give at a high level because it's important to you? A long time ago, one of my mentors told me, he said, your dream's got to be so big that it scares you. It's got to be so big that it requires everything of you, and it'll be so big that it gives you everything in return. Speaking to my personal business team here for our business development project, what we build as a business asset will absolutely return to you and provide for you everything in life that you dream of. For time, early retirement, purpose, adding value to people, your life meaning something, finances like crazy, financial freedom, personal freedom, spiritual freedom, growth in many leadership areas, a legacy to pass on to your kids, all these things. One of our business coaches said on an audio one time, he said that, let me think of how he said it. He said that because this opportunity will provide you everything that you want and more, you should be willing to give everything you got and more for that opportunity, but it's only for a short period of time to open up that door that ultimately leads to giving you in return what it is that you want. So the first thing is, God wants more, but you don't have a lot of. So if you don't have a lot of time, I want you to put more of it into it. Your dream, and for those of you who may not be spiritual yet, and are still looking for that path, your dream, your goal, your vision is going to require more of what you don't have in order to bring it to pass, okay? On a spiritual sense, I believe God wants you to feel like you're running out of that, so that really requires your faith. Sometimes your dream will push you to a limit where you feel like you're at the end and you have nothing else to give, and you're running out before there's a breakthrough that happens. You can't give up too early. You got to keep going and have that attitude that, hey, if it takes everything I got, I'm gonna die fighting. I'm gonna go out swinging, because it's a worthy cause of my dream, my vision for my life. God cannot give you more provisions unless you're taking more territory. We talked about that tonight, and I got some of these really good points from my pastor, who's just fantastic. If you don't know who he is, Apostle Jamie and Pam Benjamin, they're at Greater Faith Church Tucson. You can find them at GFC Tucson.org. You can find them at Greater Faith Church Tucson on Facebook, on YouTube. Follow them, man, and they give you some great points, and just it's fun to be part of a church who absolutely doesn't sugarcoat anything, and who loves people the proper way. I think, especially now with so many things that are artificial, even in ministry, especially with God, people are craving authentic, and they are absolutely authentic. So a lot of the things I've been coached and learned from them, and been able to add value back in return to them for probably the last 10 or 12 years. And that's been a blessing in ministry of some way, shape, or form. So, but God can't give you more provisions unless you take more territory. Provisions is actually that. It's providing for the vision. Providing for your vision. The bigger the vision, the more provisions you need, the more providing you're going to need for it. Some people, have maybe not a mature dream yet, to where they're still on a very small scale of, hey, I just need a couple $100 to pay the light bill this month. Fantastic. But God's not going to give you a multi-million-dollar corporation to do that. He may give you $1 raise here and there. He's going to bless you based on what level you dream at. So here's my recommendation and my challenge. If you increase the size of your dream and be willing to increase the size of your effort and sacrifice, and God will increase the size of the provisions. I heard somebody one time say that you'll never have a private plane until you have a reason to fly it. That means something, until you got to get across the country in 2 hours and back, or 3 hours and back, to deliver a powerful message to help people, to add value to their lives, until what you're giving to the world requires you to be all over the world all the time. Then you'll have the provisions to do that, the money and the time and the resources and material or physical or spiritual, wouldn't be on. Okay. Next point is the enemy says that oh, I love this one. So my encouragement to you and my equipping to you is something I learned a long time ago, and I'm so thankful I caught on to this. It's probably been one of the biggest ways that I've opened the doors for myself, knowledge-wise and wisdom-wise, is this. Whenever I sit at the feet of somebody, and what I mean by that, it's an expression that says that I'm in a humbled receiving position from people that I know can add value to my life, that can mentor me, that can give me wisdom and knowledge and whatnot. Whenever I sit at that position, I don't sit, and every time I sit down, I know I'm not going to get up and go, wow, that was a good talk, that was awesome. Let me put that in my notebook and throw it away in my drawer and never see it again. My goal, my mission is to let anything that I hear, because I'm very picky and selective on what I hear. That's another thing we'll get to on another day, another topic of being closed-minded when necessary. But when I've chosen to have somebody speak into my life and allow somebody to do that, it is no longer a good talk or a good sermon. It is now a life-altering word that I'm going to apply right away. So if I'm sitting here listening to a Marco Polo with somebody, or on podcast, or I'm in front of somebody that I'm mentoring, and I'm telling you, anytime one of my mentors come around, either on the phone, FaceTime, in person, whatever, less in person these days, obviously, because of the physical distancing and whatnot, but anytime, I always have some kind of notepad waiting. I put out right away, hold on, stop. Let me get my notepad. And I don't care if it's uncomfortable. I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss something that can change my life. One nugget can set your life 6 months ahead or leave you 6 months behind in where you're supposed to be. One tidbit of information that could unlock, one key that can unlock the next door for you. So I always take notes, right? I don't just come to church. I don't just come to business, sessions or meetings and say that's a good sermon, that's a good talk, and leave. It is something that I've chosen to allow it to absolutely alter the course of my life that day. So I apply it, I own it, I take it and apply it like I thought of it myself. That is true ownership. When you take and apply it with the fervor and tenacity that you developed it yourself, and you're convicted on yourself, man, there's nothing that can stop you doing that, okay? Um, things we have to change is, oh my gosh, things we have to change is the unconquered territory God's continuing to remind us about. So the thing that you haven't changed yet in your life, that one thing, and you know it, and you're stubborn, and we're stubborn about it, and we know it, and we know it's been there, and we've justified it. Oh, that's just me. That's just how I'm made. That's just how who I am. Take it or leave it type of mentality. I like doing that. I don't see why that's important. Blah blah blah. That one thing is the pebble in your shoe, keeping you from running that 100-yard dash as fast as you can and winning any kind of race. I promise you. In my talk today, trust me just this once, and change that thing that you know you have been unwilling to change. Shift that one thing that you've been scared or justifying not shifting, and watch your life bloom. Guaranteed. For me, it was a lot of things. For me, it was getting my health under control. You know, I've lost 80 to 100 pounds, almost 100 pounds, gained 30 of it back with COVID weight. I guess, you know, it's more of a donut weight, but you know, mine was my health, making sure that my outside, my physical representation mirrors the discipline that I have inside for other things. Making sure that I'm healthy enough to receive what I need to receive and apply it and think properly. That was mine. And the closer I get to my goal weight, the more I retain, the more I glean, the more I grow, the more doors open for me. And especially over this last year, you know, 2020 has been the most difficult year of my life, but yeah, you guys have heard it, me say it here, the most blessed time of my life. It's been the absolute best time of my life. I've learned so much, I've grown so much, I've gotten so much closer to my dreams and goals. I've been able to impact and influence so many more people because I've taken that one pebble out of my shoe that I've justified. You know, I used to say things like, oh, you know, make fun of it. You know, I want to be in shape, perfect shape. Brown's a perfect shape, you know, or you don't have to be, you know, in good physical shape in order for people to receive you. On the contrary, it's not about that. Yes, scientifically, you know, people will receive you better if you're in better shape. It doesn't necessarily mean having to do with if you're good looking or not, you know, but what it has to do with is people look and say, do you believe everything you're actually teaching people? You're teaching people about discipline, and you're teaching people about, you know, whatever. And this is nothing against people that are big. You know, God bless you. However you want to roll, you roll. This is my personal testimony and the reasons that I changed what I was doing. I knew it was a pebble in my shoe. It was something that was locked on me. It was a key that I was missing personally. And I do see the fruit of it. You know, it's hard. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And most of it, the time I didn't change it because it was hard, because I didn't want to, because, you know, I wanted to continue to do what I was doing. And it was keeping me from where I wanted to go. So if you're so in love with where you're at and who you are right now, that you're unwilling to be better, do better, or seek better, you're just going to be as good as it's going to get for you, you know, so with everything in its entirety. So buckle up and be ready to stay there. But I was not. I believe that God has more for us. I believe that God has more for everybody. I believe that there's unlimited resources for you as you keep going. And you get better and better and better and better and better until your final day. And you grow as a person, and you gain more things as a person, and you add more value as a person, and until your final day, right? So that's another one. Make sure that you change that unconquered territory, because that will be the one thing keeping you from being a better father, mother, brother, sister, business owner, pastor, whatever it is, okay? And just for once, today, if never again, trust me, for the sake of, let's experiment on something new and try to change that one thing and see what happens the next 30, 60, and 90 days, okay? Sometimes doors that are open to the enemy in your life because of lack of discipline, procrastination, and order. So, you know, sometimes the areas that you keep getting attacked in consistently has really nothing to do with your spiritual life. You know, you could be praying, you could be fasting, you could be a great person, and you keep finding yourself in the same cycle, a cyclic version of yourself, going, hey, why am I running into this stuff? Why do I keep coming into the same problem? Why do I always end up with no money at the end of the month? Why am I constantly fighting with my spouse on the same stupid things? You know, why is it that I get, you know, ready to connect with somebody in our for the purpose of expanding our opportunity, expanding my business, and I freeze up, I cheese up, I froze up, you know. Why is that? Why do I keep falling short in these areas? You know, why is my health keep attacking me? Why do I keep getting attacked in these areas? And 9 times out of 10, because the enemy doesn't have any power over you than what you give him, okay? he can't physically do anything to you unless you let him. So he's really great at taking responsibility for those things, guaranteed, and saying it was him, but it's really not. It's usually our lack of discipline, procrastination, lack of order in our life that has created some kind of a snowball effect of problems. Let's say that I have a problem spending money. I don't keep a budget. I'm really, free with how I do things financially. Well, there's a reason why your account gets overdrawn. There's a reason why you don't pay your bills on time. And it's not the bank's fault. And it's not, the creditor's fault. And it's not your bill's fault. You can't hate bills. They're stuff that I don't hate bills. It's what I used. I owe that. I use that service. I don't hate when they come. It's time to pay up. I'm lucky I get to pay after I use it, instead of before I use it, So, but I've developed some healthy financial habits over my life because I've been really screwed up in my finances in some parts of my life. Hopefully it's a blessing to you. We try to choose to close these doors that we keep getting attacked in with prayer, but they must be closed with work in the areas that opened them. So again, if you're having bad finances, get with a mentor, a coach, and say, hey, listen, man, I constantly find out. Here's a trap. The trap is this phrase: I already know what I need to do. Trap. I already know. Why do I need to call somebody? I already know what I need to do. Trap. The question is, let's find out why you're not doing it then. Maybe you have just not done the right things long enough. Maybe, yes, you do know what you need to do, but you haven't done them long enough and you get frustrated and you quit. Maybe you need accountability. Maybe you need tweaking that plan just a little bit of adjustment in that plan that'll open up everything for you. So close those doors you're getting attacked in with what opened them, with growth in the areas that open them. Yes, prayer counts. Yes, it's all there. However, the key is 9 times out of 10 closing those doors with what opened them, growth in those areas. Okay. All right, I love you guys so much, man. I'm so thankful. I'm a day behind on my sessions with you guys, my equipping sessions with you guys here. So please forgive me. I've been dealing with some things, trying to get everything back to order. As some of you guys know, my wife and I kicked COVID's butt the last few weeks. Got diagnosed with it. Had a third party family member bring it in to the house, and we're very careful. We're very respectful. I'm not scared of it, but I'm very respectful of it, and respectful of people around me with that, and have a lot of wisdom and discernment on that. But it's flu-like, so because it's flu-like, most people are going to come in contact with it, if not everybody, at one point. So my encouragement to you is do what we did. We killed vitamins big time. We personally take a brand called Nutrilite that my wife and I market. It's fantastic, potent and awesome. Not necessarily the verified cure for stuff or whatever, but man, if anything you do to enhance your immunity system and just your overall health is fantastic. We have a great regiment that we got on that was really helpful to us before, and I believe that's what helped us kind of blow right through it. And we just ended up taking a week or two off to rest from work and enjoy, kind of being together and doing stuff together and dating her. So I got to date my wife for 2 weeks, which is really, really powerful but fantastic. So, but we're very healthy, man. We're 1,000% ready to go. Never took a break from our dream, even in spite of COVID. But the energy is really difficult to keep up when you're on that. So we had to really push through to keep our energy up and do the things that mattered. But we've just been reorganizing some things for the last few days. So forgive me. I know I'm supposed to be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I committed to you guys on this Monday. So I'll put out one today, tomorrow, and Friday just to kind of catch up. I've got the notes for it. I just didn't get time to do the video. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you gleaned from those points today, those bullet points. As I have, it's been fruit in my life, and I can only share things that's been fruit in my life. Again, if you have another way or other things that are working for you, don't change anything unless you think you'll get better results with some points that I'm giving you. But again, I don't know everything. I just know where I've messed up and what we did to fix it. I know the things that we learned over the years have been producing fruit. So hopefully as I share that with you guys, it'll add value, okay? Until next time. And please, following this video, text me on my personal line and let me know some points you got out of it. I always like to know what you learned, how it changed your life, perception, mind, heart, whatever. And then 3, what you're going to do as a physical plan to start implementing that or change that, okay? All right, until next time, I encourage you guys to live and love at a higher level, unapologetically for Christ. All right? Love you guys. Fire it up.